This is the voice of Victor Isibor. If it's your first time and you like reviews of make money online opportunities, you are the right place. You're welcome. And I hope that before the end of the video, you will find a reason to subscribe and stay glued. And to my returning subscribers and viewers, salute, like in the military. It's a pleasure having you back on this YouTube channel. Now, for loyal followers of this YouTube channel, you would notice that I have slowed down with how often I review make money online opportunities. Reason being that, a lot of people just cannot handle the truth. And, it seemed as if I was stepping on people's toes. All right. Now, those that are loyal to the project, the promoters, those that are loyal to the project, they are not happy if I say the truth about their project. And the CEOs and the founders and the dev teams are not also happy. So I'm mostly left in the middle of nowhere. But sometimes it becomes necessary that I speak up, and that is why I'm doing this one. All right. Now, somebody in the comment section of my last video asked that I review ESV cap. Usually, I don't like to do much reviews anymore. I would ordinarily ignore. But I dug further. And when I dug further, I came across this Vanguard publication dated May the 17th, 2025. All right, May the 17th, 2025. And I saw this picture here. For those of you who don't know, like, look at the name, Gaius Chibueze, the visionary building Africa's first tech city blockchain venture fund. All right, I saw Gaius Chibueze's name in affiliation with ESV Cap as requested by that person who asked me to review it. Now, Gaius Chibueze is somebody that I have a whole lot of respect for. If you know him, they call him Bitcoin Chief on social media. That guy is into philanthropy. That guy has following on social media, especially in Instagram. And I see him go live, recommending coins for people to trade. He's not new into tech. I think that he is the one behind Tat Space, like a crypto trading robot. So he is not new. And he is most famous for his claim to be one of the early adopters of Bitcoin. He says that he's one of the first Nigerians to buy Bitcoin as far back as 2011 when Bitcoin was trading below $1. All right, he's known for that. Like you can see this publication on Tech Cabal. You can see it said Africa now has its own treasury company, ESV Capital. Okay, founded by Gaius Chibueze. Now I'm reviewing this project, number one, because I have a whole lot of respect for the founder. Number two, because this is an African project. All right, so I'm an African, so we need to look at this. Now, I deliberately showed you the screenshot of the person who in the comment section of my last video requested for this review. This is to tell you that this is not a sponsored review or analysis. This is 100% unbiased. Now, let's get right into the review by going back to the website. Now, my videos are always in two parts. All right, I do a general overview, then I give you my counterpunch at the end of the video. Make sure you stay till the end of the video for my counterpunch. Now, I'm going to divide this video into two parts. First, I'm going to tell you the things that I like about this project. Then number two, I'm going to tell you the things that I am not very comfortable about the project. Then at the end of the day, I'm going to give you my counterpunch on what I think about this project. Now, let's talk about the pros. Okay? The pros, the positives about this project as far as I'm concerned. Now, this project, pro number one, this project is innovative. All right? It's like a blend of crypto treasury, staking, venture funding, tailored for the African market. All right, with the backing of Bitcoin and Solana. All right, so this is an African project that has Africa in its core, an African project for Africans. All right, that's how I see it. I mean, it's a global business, but it has Africa in mind. It had Africa in mind when the developer was, working on this project. All right, that's pro number one. Now, pro number two is the availability of this treasury dashboard I'm seeing here. Treasury dashboard. Look at it. Is the transparency for me. Now, treasury dashboard, number of stakers, 84. Total reward paid, 0. Total profit generated, 0. I like this transparency. Do you know why I call this the height of transparency? You will see a lot of projects that launched yesterday. When they will design their website, they will tell the programmer to write 1.50 billion number of stakers. They will write it here. Total reward paid, $100 million. Profit generated, 30.3 trillion. Then you'll now be wondering, when did this project start that they have generated all this amount of money? This one is telling you we are new. All right? This is what it is as at the time of making this video. This is what the treasury looks like. And bear in mind, let's go to the homepage. Bear in mind, what they have on offer is you stake, I'm circling the place, you stake and earn 20% annual reward paid daily in USDC. Now, at the end of the year, you must have made 20% profit, but they break it into tiny bits. You earn it on a daily basis. All right. That is why you will see that the stats in that treasury is the way it is. All right. Okay. So that is pro number 2. I like the honesty, pro number 2. All right. Now, pro number 3. Stake and earn 20% annual reward paid daily in USDC. As stated there. All right. That is good. Okay. It is good because it is not ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. All right. Majority of you guys watching this video, you are used to 2% per day, 3% per day. This one is offering you 20% per year. Now, in the realms of legit staking, it is high. All right. Because majority of the staking opportunities you see offer you max 10% or maybe a little above that, 11%. In the realms of the legit, it is high. But in the realms of Ponzi schemes and fraudulent projects, it is extremely low because you guys want 2% per day, yeah? All right? So I like that the expected profit, the stipulated profit is unattractive to Ponzi lovers, but it is attractive to community of people who love legitimate projects. You see, striking a balance between the two. I like it, all right? I like it. I like that. Now, let me talk about the areas of concern for me, the areas where I am not comfortable, and why I think that even though I like this project, even though I think this project is legitimate, I want to consider it a bit risky. A lot of people do not know that something can be legitimate and risky. All right? It is not only illegitimate things that are risky. Every business has its own associated risk, no matter how legitimate it is. All right? Now, so I'm not an investment advisor, yeah? Let me put up my disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. If you need the services of a financial advisor, go and get one. Okay, I'm just a random guy on YouTube. Don't take my word for it. This video is just for educational and entertainment purposes only. All right. Now, so when I went on Gecko Terminal to do my findings about the ESV coin, all right, like you can see, is the ESV USDC pair on Gecko Terminal. I'm seeing this liquidity. The liquidity is only $28,000. I think that is too low. What is $28,000? That money is too small. That is what I feel, and that could make buying or selling large amounts of the tokens difficult without affecting the price. All right. $28,000 liquidity is not enough. But then again, it could be because, well, the project is still pretty new. I think the project is still less than 6 months old. Let's see how it goes, But $28,000 in liquidity is a little bit too low. So that is my con number one. Okay. That is the number one thing I do not like about it. But then again, like I said, it could be because of course they're just getting started. All right. So the liquidity is low. Then when I went on Solana Tracker, for the ESV token, here's what I found. Okay. Single ownership, 51.10%, like you can see on Solana Tracker. That means that the total volume available of the ESVC token, more than half of it is in one particular wallet or pocket. You can see it here, single ownership, because Solana Tracker will track, the different destinations, the allocation, the general allocation of the token. Where are they? Now, over 50% was found to be in one wallet. Now, top 10 holders have 69.16. Bear in mind that this 51.1% that belongs to one person is part of the top 10. So that means that about 69.16 of the entire token is in the pocket of 10 people. All right. So what is available to the rest of the world, everybody, is 31%. The rest people that own this token, they are just 31%, while 10 people hold almost 70% of this token. Now, why am I not comfortable with this? All right. Why am I not comfortable with this? The token's value and stability, it's at the risk of manipulation. All right. For those of you who are new to crypto, if you know what they call pump and dump, pump and dump means that I can create, for instance, let me paint the picture so that it will all make sense what I'm trying to say. I can create my token and have, maybe I create 1,000, no, let me say 1 million tokens of my crypto. A lot of celebrities in Nigeria did it recently. Let's say 1 million tokens of my crypto. All right. 1 million. Let's say inside the 1 million, I now keep 700,000 for myself in my wallet. Now I release the rest 300,000 into the market, and I now started hyping the coin, and people started buying the coin. They started buying the coin. Remember, what the whole world can buy is just this 300,000. And I'm doing promotional videos, I'm paying celebrities to hype the coin, then the price is going up. Now, when the price gets to an appreciable amount of money because of my hyping, I can now decide that it is time for me to dump on the market. I will now sell the entire 700,000 I have into the market. Bish. The market will now be flooded with that my token. All right? Because I sold the bulk of it, 70% of it that I have, I dumped it on the market. Now, for those of you that did economics, when supply is bigger than demand, when supply is bigger than demand, what happens to price? Price will do what? Fall down. Price will do what? Fall down. Now, you are selling cars in a town where it is their culture to ride bicycle. You will stay for 1 whole year. Nobody will come and price your car. The supply of your car is more than the demand for your car. Somebody can be passing your car shop and say, good morning, sir. You say, oh, guy, you want to buy a car? Come now. Why are you doubting yourself that you cannot afford my car? Have you even asked me how much it is? You will now be forcing customers to come. That is when the customer will now have the mind to price a 5 million naira car and say, will you take 50 naira? And you yourself should be contemplating. So when supply is more than demand, the price will go down. So the risk is here. Now, I'm not saying that they are going to do it, but I'm saying that if they want to do it, they can do it, because according to Solana Tracker, you can see that one single person in their wallet has over 51%. I'm assuming that this person is the founder. Okay? Because of the level of respect I have for Gaius Chibueze and his track record, I don't think he's going to do it. But potentially, when a crypto head, somebody who doesn't know him, who doesn't know his antecedents, who doesn't know the philanthropic work he has been doing, somebody who doesn't know how passionate Gaius is for crypto, for his crypto projects, they are going to see this as a risk. Like, oh, no, this guy can dump. All right? But I know better, at least judging from his antecedents, this guy is not likely to do it. But this is a risk, like we can see here. All right? No social media, like a Solana Tracker has said, but I believe that this is a project that is just starting. All right? They are going to get there. I'll give you my counterpunch at the end of the video, my personal opinion. Another con is, we are not getting too much information and feedback from past users. That is understandable. That is understandable because of this. Let me show you. Full breakdown. It is understandable because of this. All right? We cannot get the feedbacks yet because you have just 85 people staking and no reward has been paid and no profit has been generated. So it is understandable if we are not getting feedbacks from users. Then another very important issue is that there is no white paper. I cannot find white paper. You can fact check me in the comment section or point me in the direction of the white paper if there is any, but I just cannot find it on the website. All right, there is no white paper. Now the white paper tells us what the future plans are for this token. Right now, there is no document showing us what the future plans are. There are no audit reports. Okay, these are standard incredible crypto projects. There should be a white paper. There should be an audit, maybe CertiK or whatever. But all these two, they are not available on this project. Now, finally, as a result of these cons that I have mentioned, a lot of people can look at it and say, well, it's not a credible project. All right, which is bad for the PR of this project. All right. Now, let me give you my personal opinion, which is not financial advice. All right. My personal opinion, which is not financial advice. I think this is an African project that had Africa in mind when the developers were carving it out. And I think that if Africans can adopt, this project, accept it, you put your weight behind it, there's a tendency that the project would, succeed. All right. Now, given the experience and the expertise of the founder, I know that many of these gray areas that I mentioned, they are going to be addressed. He's going to see this video, if he gets to see it, as constructive criticism. This is not even criticism. This is just observations. The man behind the project is somebody who has a knack for perfection, who has human feelings. This guy is doing philanthropy, helping people, changing lives everywhere. He does that. So I don't see him as somebody that will open a project with the intention to defraud people. No. So let's give them time, to develop and, address some of the issues that I've raised here, and probably even react and correct me if I made mistakes in my analysis of the project. So what do I say? I think this project is a good one. As a matter of fact, I registered for this project as a way to, show my support for an indigenous project in crypto. A lot of us, we jump on the bandwagon of foreign-owned projects and, we have our fingers burnt. Like, this is our own. You should support. If you're thinking of coming on board, look in the description of this video. Sign up via the referral link there. Support can come in form of you staking. Support can come in form of you giving credible feedback. I'm playing my own part by saying what I feel. You can join the project and go to the support part. Go and chat with customer care. Tell them, do this, do that. I mean, it's still going to support the project one way or the other. The intentions are good, but it is not a perfect one yet. And I hope that they get there. All right. Thank you very much for watching this video. Share it. Let a lot of people see it. My name is Victor Isibor. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, it's bye for now.